This is Andy with QualityStocks. Today's Monday, July 12th, 2010, and we're going to take a look at CTIX Corporation. This is a NASDAQ Bulletin Board stock trading under ticker CTIX. First thing you notice is all these no volume days, these dashed lines. For starters, people ask me all the time, how do you give analysis on charts like this? How do you look at them? Well, one of the big things that you do is you have to look for longer term sort of things. I'm kind of highlighting the MACD here. You want to look for smoothed out indicators to give you some lead as to how the chart's doing. You also want to look at moving averages. You want to pay a little bit of attention to volume, see if it's picking up since it's pretty low, and you want to look for how it's trading with relation to the Bollinger Bands. The TIX, of course, is also another one that we talk about all the time, being slow, smooth. So you want to take a look at that. The other indicators can be susceptible to whipsaws because the price can move so much each day. So you kind of use it all in combination. Typically, I'll scale back and look at the weekly charts also because they might give you a little bit better, picture as to how the stock is trading. So we'll hit all that today real quick. So I'll try and move fast and get it all. First and foremost, we want to look for support and resistance. Good support set up at 30. Held it, dipped below it a couple different times, 29. But held 30 basically is a pretty solid support level when it made its climb. Here for a period through April to June, you can see 45, and even into right to the end of June, 45 was a pretty solid resistance level. Peaked above it a couple different times, but really struggled with it. Since then, moved up to 50, kind of became the resistance level, and just recently moved up to 50, 54, 53, you can see right there, became a pretty solid resistance level. Last week it basically pushed above it. So we'll take a look at some of these indicators that are important for these kind of charts. MACD with a nice uptrend. Charts like this, the PPO tends to really mimic the MACD, and this is almost identical. You can see both cases, histogram still trying to trend up. PPO one bar down, but still trying to trend up. What you want to see from the ADX is get above 30 and hold above 30. You want to see it get into a trending pattern. You can see the positive and negative DIs, very susceptible to whipsaws. Those can move quickly, so we're going to have to pay attention to the ADX, try and move itself above 30, hold above 30, and get out of the trading pattern into the trending pattern. MFI is coming back down, of course, also susceptible to whipsaws. These sort of things, you might want to take a look at the longer term ones, the 14 and 21. You can even see the 14 can move around pretty quickly, up, down. So the 21, maybe pay a little bit more attention to that because it's a little bit longer term. Right now, all three of them heading down together, so we're going to look for the possibility of a little pullback. Accumulation distribution has itself a nice uptrend going on this chart. This goes back a couple months. MFI breaking back through zero. Of course, you want to see that stay in the green. CCI, not really that concerned with. You want to see it hold. I'd like to see it hold above zero, certainly above negative 100. We don't want to see this drop into oversold territory. Overall, nice little uptrend also with it. Full stow, a little bit susceptible to whipsaws. You can see the big bounces it can make on days. That's why you can't pay too much attention to those sort of indicators. Use them a little bit, but combine them with others. Look for ones that are longer and smoother, slowed out indicators. TIX, of course, a very smooth indicator. I like to see it above zero, as everybody knows, and I like to see it trending up. RSI is up high right now. Again, pretty susceptible to fast movements. You want to see them hold above 50. That's your bullish area. Support and resistance, of course, is important through here. Let's pay attention to volume. See if it can actually pick up. It's picking up a little bit. You can see on Friday it actually had quite a bit of volume for this stock. Golden cross of the longer moving averages, the 50 breaking up through the 200. Definitely something you want to see. Trading above this purple line, the middle Bollinger Band, the 20-day moving average. Strong charts, bullish charts trade above the 20-day moving average. They certainly trade above the 50 and 200 to be a much more stronger bullish chart. So CTIX has all those things going on. This I scaled back to the weekly chart since it's been trading about 2.5 years ago. Rounded bottom. Technicians like to see rounded bottoms. They show a lot of strength. Single bottoms, double bottoms, triple bottoms. Cup and handles, one of the strongest technical analysis of moving average or the patterns that there is out there. This has a nice rounded bottom look to it. Now you check to see if how it coincides with the daily charts. Again, you'll see strong resistance there, or strong support there at 30. Held it for, this goes all the way back to, even the wicks down. This goes back to January. As a trading all year, hold 30 cents basically at the close. Strong. This shows actually a little bit better that the resistance at 45 was pretty strong right through there. And at 50 was actually pretty strong. Again, we're seeing a little bit through here now where we were just talking about. Probably not even as strong as the resistance was at 45 or 50. But let's look for it to push through that resistance as its next point. You see some things back in here. I'm not super concerned with them. I use them just a little bit, but that's a long ways back to when it first started trading over 2 years ago. So I don't weigh too much on them. What I look for next is where's the next resistance levels. Again, there's going to be a little bit at 66. You can see right in through here. The $1 range is what I look at CTIX as its next major form of resistance. You can see several times this goes back to a little pop up to 80 here, but the $1 range is a psychological barrier for starters, and we can see several times it has hit it and not moved above it. So this is what we're going to be looking for from CTIX, is to take out $1 and move above it. We'll run through the lower indicators real quick. See, we've got some uptrends. That's when the PPS was trending down right through here. Of course, everything started to slide with it a little bit. Now we're getting a new uptrend going. We're going to be looking for this ADX to continue to move up and try and get up into a trending pattern. These weekly charts, you want to see it certainly break through 20 and move towards 30. MFIs, very nice uptrend to them. We want to see that hold. We want to see it hold over 50. We want to see this AD just starting to get a little uptrend to it. We want to see that continue. That's an important indicator to me as well. Of course, the money flow heading back towards zero, a slight uptrend also. Want to get that in the green someplace it hasn't been for a while. Show good strength on an overall level. Again, the CCI, I'm not too terribly worried about this time. It tends to work better with momentum and heavily traded stocks. Full still, we want to see it hold over 50. It's holding there now, but kind of just trending sideways. We want to see it hold 50 and continue even this slight uptrend that it has again. TIX, of course, that's what I like to see. Oops, sorry. Break through zero, get above zero, trend up. Important things to look for. So when you take a look at charts like this, that are thinly traded, low float stocks, you want to look for certain things on overall perspective of things. And CTIX has a very nice look to it. You can see the 200 days actually undefined because of the setup of this chart. But trading over all the moving averages, trading well above the middle Bollinger Band, starting to show some serious strength and turning into a bullish chart. So we're not looking tomorrow for it to make a run at $1 unless there's some incredible news or anything like that. Of course, news always trumps all. We're looking for this chart to continue its trend and head towards $1, which is obviously very significant gains from where it is right now. So we're going to look for this continue to push. Although it's made great gains from 30 cents. It's doubled over the last couple months. So we're going to look for CTIX to continue its push, stay on the upper side of the Bollinger Band, keep these moving averages underneath it. We'll look for volume to try and pick up a little bit more. See, average volume would run right about through here. It's just slightly above it right now. So we want to see volume continue to pick up a little bit and show some more buying pressure to continue to come into this stock. This is Andy with QualityStocks taking a look at CTIX Corporation.